to another session of Technology by Performix. I'm Ken Umansky, your host, and today we'll explore more of the world of technology. My guest today is Dr. Joan Palmiter Bajorek, an entrepreneur, investor, best-selling author, and AI influencer, ranked the #4 influencer in voice AI. As CEO of Clarity AI, she builds custom AI solutions and hosts the Your AI Roadmap. It's a podcast with top AI experts. Featured in Forbes, her book with Wiley, Your AI Roadmap, Expand Your Career, Money, and Joy, explores resilience via personal branding, networking, and financial freedom in the age of AI. Dr. Bajorek founded Women in Voice, a nonprofit with 65,000 plus followers. With 10 plus years in AI builds, she's held senior positions at startups and worked with Fortune 500 customers. She holds a PhD in Conversational AI and is based in Seattle. Welcome, Dr. Bajorek, and thanks for joining me today.
Hey, Ken, great to be here.
It looks like you've had a multifaceted career in technology, and I'm really excited to have you as a guest on technology to give us your insights into AI. So let's get started. Give me a little bit, if you would, a little introduction into yourself. We did a little biography or bio here, but I know there's a lot more depth that I'd love to cover with you. So if you could give our audience, my audience, a better understanding of who you are, I'd really appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, greetings from Seattle. The cherry blossoms are blooming over here. My name's Joan. I think of myself as a linguist and a researcher. That's kind of my background. My master's is in linguistics, and back in the day, people were like, linguistics? Are you going to get a job? We're worried about you. And today, just a few years ahead, large language models, people are more aware. The general public is aware of kind of AI and data in a different way. So I have a PhD in conversational AI and kind of how we put together different builds that have speech data and acoustic data, anyway, lots of different types of data. Point being, though, we're seeing more of these products in the market, right? ChatGPT now has audio components to it. There's these rich data sets that underlie a lot of the AI applications. So that's what I get to do kind of in the day job capacity, building. And that's what I love doing. And also, the more I've risen in my career, the more people are DMing me and saying, hey, you seem to have figured something out. I want more of this. How did you do it? Kind of questions in my DMs. So I've really been working to give back, especially with my podcast and my book, helping people step by step. I don't know that they want to get exactly where I am, but go on their path, their roadmap, to navigate how they want to go in the next parts of their career and their journey during this opportunity, but also very volatile time. Here we are in April 2025.
Thanks. That's terrific. How's the book going?
It's good. I'm on book tour, and it's a lot of work. Writing a book is one thing, promoting a book is another.
Um, Let me ask you, can you share any of your current customer work and give me a little bit of an understanding of the AOI, especially in the ROI, so I'm sorry, especially in the AI world? I think what my audience is looking for is an understanding, not of the technology and how it works, because I think we're past that, but really an understanding of the implementation of AI, and are we getting an ROI for it? Is it worth the investment?
I love that. I love that. And I wish more companies were asking that ROI question, because just put AI on it is certainly a narrative I hear in the zeitgeist. I'm grateful I can talk about one of my customers at least, which is a scaling agriculture company. It's called Agria. And I'll be honest with you, I had no domain expertise in agriculture until I worked with this customer, but it's a really great Venn diagram of my expertise in data and AI infrastructure and their needs as they scale as a company in agriculture. So today, previous to my work, it was all pen and paper. It was all pen and paper. And maybe your audience would be shocked by that, but the more customer conversations I have, the more industries there are that sometimes it's really an Excel spreadsheet. But the opportunity when you want to scale, we could talk about, let's see, the first pain point we're working on just is water efficiency. in an agricultural setting, there's different expensive pieces of the puzzle, right? Growing medium, buildings, etc. Water around the world, especially today, is a very important and expensive potentially input. I live in Seattle. We got plenty of water, but other places like the Middle East, water can be one of the most expensive aspects of this system. So being efficient with it, how we measure it, what's important for quality yields, as you mentioned back to ROI, this directly touches the business. The more we can optimize these systems and get really, I think of them as kind of like recipes. Like, how do we get a really high quality recipe and repeat that to have amazing produce? It's actually no pesticides. So props to Agria, but that's one specific use case of how we can use AI and leverage data in beyond human ways for a very practical example.
And then from a financial standpoint, I'm not asking any proprietary things.
Sure.
From a financial standpoint, they're pleased with the return that they're getting on the investment they made in AI.
Oh, I believe so. We are in a multi, they don't, they want to work with me for many, many years. You feel free to talk to William Layton about that. But yeah, no, I want to build something that's practical that moves the needle for the business. And frankly, their investors see the data sets we're building as potentially more valuable than the produce in a certain amount of time, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So the data itself has inherent value to the business.
absolutely it does. Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm working with a company in the agribusiness too, and it's interesting
Oh.
hydroponic to see how, we've got to do something because we can't feed 7 billion people in the world with what we're currently doing.
Absolutely. No, food, the more I look into that food scarcity, especially during COVID with supply chains, if we don't figure out our food stuff, we are in a pickle. So it's really amazing to me to do the AI and data work that I do on such an impactful project with a customer I adore working with.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Um, why did you publish your roadmap book?
How did I do it?
No, why? Why did you
Why?
publish AI
Oh.
roadmap?
There's so many reasons for the why. I published it at the end of the day, honestly, writing a book, getting it published, all the editors, it was a harder journey than I anticipated in some ways. I really wanted to give back to the person probably right behind me. The stuff in my book has stuff I didn't know 2 years ago. And I really want to give back to kind of real talk behind the curtain on modern careers and honestly modern finances. I talk very publicly about this, Ken, but I've been laid off twice in really large scale layoffs here in Seattle. That's more and more common.
Yeah.
But when you lose your potentially biggest income stream overnight, that can be really, really scary.
Mm.
As you've mentioned, I've become an investor. I now have 22 income streams. I'm far more resilient. And so it's like a gift back. I only make $2 or $3 per book I sell, so it's really not a lucrative plan. It's about knowledge I wish I'd had about how modern careers actually work and protecting yourself with your financial stuff. Um,
So
yeah.
let's go. That was my next question. Um, what are the three things you wish you'd known before you got laid off the first time? It sounds like
Mm.
one of them is diversify.
Diversify. Well, and I don't know about your family or your background, but in my family of origin, talking about money, you make money and you shut up about it. It's kind of the MO. But there's some like financial hygiene stuff that I just wasn't on top of. So I think the first thing, especially in days where tariffs are on and off, like your emergency fund, just in case you do get laid off, paying your rent, paying your mortgage, having that money set aside ideally in a high yield savings account. My lawyer would mention, like, Joan is not a CPA, but a recommendation to look into having that money set aside for a rainy day, for bad times, sleep better at night, etc. Those would be kind of super nuts and bolts emergency things on money stuff. But I think I get some questions about money. I get more questions about career stuff. And I call it like future proofing your career and kind of the data, how I've run those sprints, as well as like modern research about what actually moves the needle. Yeah, I don't, it's really, it's a flywheel about personal branding and networking. And yeah, you want to say something about that?
No, I wanted to go on another question.
Oh, sure.
Um, so you're in the AI world every day, and you've got AI clients, and you're a very strong voice in the AI world. Where's it going? What do you see happening in the future? I think from my perspective, we're past the proof of concept stage with ChatGPT, et cetera, and we're now into okay, show me it works and show me that I'm going to make money at it. Talk a little bit about that and where's it going from there?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think we maybe already hit the zenith of the hype cycle of people being like, woohoo, let's just implement this to wait a minute. Is there an ROI? Will this stick around? You know, these up and downs that Gartner has these graphs for. I see more companies asking about what the business case actually is, but also like, uh-oh, our competitor is doing something. There's a competitive nature I see in the market. I think the way I see it from a kind of broader picture is kind of this very pessimistic view or kind of optimistic view about the size of teams, the shapes of teams in the future, and kind of the older models I'm worried will not be moving into the future. Bloated teams. I mean, I don't know if you've been hearing about this, but like investors are drooling over the idea of a three-person company that has millions in revenue.
Yeah, no,
And
I'm well aware of that.
yes.
But on the other hand, what I hear companies saying is AI is not going to replace people. It's going to make people more efficient. It's real. Maybe that's where it is today, and maybe it will be. Um, People will be so efficient they'll need fewer people to be able to do things. But I think the whole scare of the future of AI that they're going to replace me with a machine, I don't think is coming into fruition, at least not yet.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, can I literally get paid to come into companies and talk about how they're going to future-proof the company? So, um, but I do think, one of the data points, at least beyond me just hypothesizing, the platform Upwork, that does freelance jobs. Since the advent of ChatGPT, they've seen a remarkable decrease in copywriting jobs, marketing type jobs, right? Those are being automated in a lot of ways. Video editing jobs are booming, however, on the platform, 30 to 40% increase. So as we see shifts in, I think social media is asking for more video jobs or video content, let's say, but I think I really, really see smaller teams going forward that are AI enabled. I mean, yeah, we shot. Did you see the Shopify CEO put out or a leaked memo came out that he was like, "We're not hiring. You need to do a competitive analysis of whether AI can do that." And the
Right.
thing is, that we need a human in the loop to check the work
Yeah.
before we deploy something. I think those jobs are still very secure, but those content moderators often are offshore. So that's what I see.
Okay. Well, one more thing about the future.
Sure.
What do you see and how hopeful are you about the world of technology in the years to come? There's a lot of negativism about technology out there, for whatever reason. But what's your point of view on it?
I'm really optimistic about high impact things. As we just mentioned, agriculture is a huge sector that needs disruption. We could talk about some healthcare examples. I don't work as much in that sector, but I want to see huge breakthroughs, in cancer research, dementia research. I would love to, like AI for specific things. I think my hope for society is that maybe these efficiencies can help us live different shapes of lives. Like, I really love when my workday ends at 2 p.m. and I don't need to burn myself out and I can go off and do other things instead of be, chained to a computer. So I think just kind of the efficiencies in a 40 to 60-hour work week, do we need those anymore? As long as we have our income, which is why I talk more and more about money, right? As long as we're stable financially,
Yeah.
the what work looks like in a 5, 10 year span might be radically different from today.
Okay. Unfortunately, 15 minutes or even 20, or it goes pretty quickly. So we're really out of time, but I really want to thank you for the information about, how you're using AI and how your customers are using AI and the input that you gave us on that, because that's really what this is, what technology, this podcast is all about. How can our listeners contact you if they want to ask you some more questions or, you know, talk to you about anything? How would they contact you?
Absolutely. Well, you can find me most easily on LinkedIn. That's where I've got a large following. My name is very unusual, so easy to find. If you want to contact my team or you're like, hey, Joan, come to our company and talk, etc., you can contact my team at hello at hire, HIRE, hireclarity.ai. Hello at hireclarity.ai. Maybe we can put that in the show notes. I don't know, but yeah, it'd be lovely to be in contact with folks if they've got more questions.
Terrific. Terrific. You've been terrific. I appreciate it. Okay, so don't miss the next episode of Technology when we're all going to discuss how cutting edge technology is being implemented across many industries and the results it's having with a lot of different companies. Remember to please contact Performix Business Solutions at performixbiz.com if you need help with any technology challenge, large or small. And I'm your host, Ken Umansky, and until we meet again on another technology podcast, please keep innovating,